Greetings. Welcome to the National Signing Day podcast for marching bands. Hello to all the students, teachers, band directors, family, and most importantly, parents to this special podcast to inform the world what band your scholar will be a part of. This podcast is brought to you by the Marching Podcast and all of its sponsors. Signing Day podcast, you may now take the field.
Welcome to the 2017 National Signing Day podcast for marching bands. I'm your host, Joe Beard, and happy to be of service for you once again. We appreciate all those listening through iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, our website, our blog, or wherever you are on the interwebs. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network if you feel so in your heart, of course. Just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button to help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. This podcast is presented to you by the Marching Podcast and all of its sponsors. We hope you enjoy the show. We are honored to bring you this podcast for the third year now. We have some great scholars that were chosen to be a part of this family, and they are already turning over the investment and making us proud here on the Marching Podcast Network. In 2015, our first year in doing this, we had Manuel Powell from Nansemond River out in Suffolk, Virginia. He was the drum major, and he called into the show for the 90 Degree Show, and later on, we put out the information to be a part of the National Signing Day, and he was the first student to respond to the network. Manuel chose the Sonic Boom of the South, Jackson State University, and he's now the saxophone section leader. That's right, the saxophone section leader there, marching in the boom. So we're really proud of him for that. Also, shout out to Manuel, also doing the side hustle business, because we know how it is being broke and being hungry in college. My man started doing the Cutco knives, the Cutco joints. One of my friends from high school, Damon Buckley, used to do that when we were in school to try to survive. So Manuel gave me a demonstration, and he also gave my wife a demonstration. So Manuel was cutting up some rope and cutting up some pennies, you know what I'm saying? Really excited for him doing his thing. The next person was Diamond Frazier out of Memphis Central. Shout out to Ollie Liddell. You are in my prayers, brother. Diamond decided to go to Tennessee State University and be an aristocrat of bands. She announced here on the network, and she marched clarinet. I remember that Diamond was at Panera Bread and working there at Panera Bread, and she told her manager that, hey, you know, I got this podcast to do. This schedule that you came out with ain't really working with me, you know, and Panera Bread was really cool and rearranged things so she could be on the podcast. Remember, we were doing the live broadcast just last year, so it was really important to get folks who decided to be on the show there at a certain time and keeping them in a good area so they could do the live recording. So Panera Bread was cool with it. Shout out to Panera Bread. But yes, Diamond is doing well. She's got good grades, and she takes great pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and she's doing really good in school. So shout out to Diamond Frazier. We're really proud of her. Last but not least from last year, we have Andy Morea, straight out of Compton, and that's no pun intended. Andy is straight out of Compton, from Compton, representing the great Centennial High School. And shout out to Manuel Castaneda, fellow trumpet player. Though I'm retired, still fellow trumpet player. We did a chopping it up with him, and later on we were able to do National Signing Day with Andy. And it's really cool because this is how we started the network, to try to connect and touch base with a lot of the students on the West Coast so that they could have the same Black college experience as we did for a lot of us growing up back east. He is back home from school, and he's back relaxing back home on the West Coast. And I could tell that he had a good time in his first year, as we all did in our first year. He was on, if you guys remember, he was on the payphone last year as the recording. And I have to say, it did add to the street cred of the network. So yeah. But yes, it was the bomb to have him on there, but it really worked out really well. Those live broadcasts, I was worried about the noise in the background and everything, but it actually turned out to be really, really well. But yes, like I said, we are super hard. Don't fade us here on the West Coast of TMP Studios. We are definitely not studio gangsters out here. Watch how we twist our fingers, all right? Yeah, just kidding. Moving right along, Andy did well, good grades as well, and I had to tell him to be careful going down there from Los Angeles and having that accent and speaking Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, watch out down there. You go down there to Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? You got all that going on there. And it sounds like that he survived. So shout out to you. And shout out to all of the Marching Podcast recipients. In this podcast, we meet Michael Washington, and we allow Michael Washington to announce here on the very network where he will be attending college in the fall. I posted a message in the most secretest and secretive of organizations, the Boominati page on Facebook. That's right, the Boominati page. I think I've talked about it before, but love the page. And we everywhere, just like the hand on Marvel. You know what I'm saying? We everywhere. That's how we get down. Anyway, I put out the information to say, hey, I'm ready for this year's crop of students to do the National Signing Day show. Wanted to find out all the band directors we there had in the room. Connected with Jacobian Jones. Shout out to Jacobian Jones. Love the first name, Jacobian. I don't think I've ever heard of the name Jacobian before. But Jacobian Jones, did not know him before, so happy to make the connection with him. He told me he had a drum major who was a good student that would be good for the show. Now, mind you, another thing, too, when I'm connecting with the band directors, I basically leave it up to their discretion to pick a good student. And so far, we've been 100%. We're batting 1,000 with these good students that are out there doing well as they leave home representing in their respective colleges. Michael, we were happy to say, was the first student to call this year, and we touched base with him, and as they say, the rest is history. Had a really good interview with him, and I think you will enjoy it as well. Michael will announce in the last segment where he will march in the fall. So we are ready to give you the first part of the interview with Michael Washington. You can email the show at marchingpodcast@gmail.com, tweet us at marchingpodcast, or follow our blog, blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. We hope you enjoy the show. Now here with the Marching Podcast, and excited to introduce our 2017 scholarship recipient, Mr. Michael Washington. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Really happy to meet you and happy to get going to supporting you and moving forward with your higher education. So let's get right into it. Michael, where you from?
Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right. Now, are your parents both from Shreveport? Like, is all of your family or all of them all from Shreveport?
Yes, sir. Most likely, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, there and down south in Shreveport, I know it's a lot of bands. It's a lot of HBCU influence and all that stuff like that. What was your first instrument that you started to play?
My first instrument was cymbals.
Okay, so you're a percussionist?
No, sir. I play baritone now.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay, so how did you start on cymbals?
First joined my high school band. My freshman year, I started on cymbals. A little easy, little something to start off on, you know.
Okay. What was that? What were you, ninth grade?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wow. So that was your first time picking up an instrument was in ninth grade. What made you start wanting to be a part of the band?
My band director, we grew up together a long time. He watched over me all my life, and he grew up with my siblings, and I always been the youngest. So, you know, he came back to Shreveport from Jackson, Mississippi, and was like, "Hey, you should be in my band. I got a talent for you." And you know,
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, is that Jacobian Jones?
yes, sir.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I actually just met him on Facebook. We have a little, a little secret society of Jackson State folks that used to march in the band. And I put it out there, I'm ready to do National Signing Day this year, and I'm looking for high school directors, some future students out here. So he hit me back, and he said, yeah, man, give you his information. So I appreciate you called me really fast and got on it. So you
Yes,
definitely should be commended for that. As soon as you hear about an opportunity, get up on it as soon as you can. Don't waste time. You got on cymbals. Now, did you enjoy playing the cymbals?
Yeah, I marched on cymbals for a little bit. I played in all-star band and cymbals and honor band and cymbals, but I just have a lot of friend guys or homeboys or whatever you call it that play baritone, low brass, and they always around me playing their instruments, and I was like probably the only one that was playing cymbals. So I was just like, "Hey man, teach me how to play baritone instead of cymbals." So he taught me how to play baritone, and then we went from there.
That's what's up, man. So what year was that when you started playing baritone?
10th grade.
Okay, so you marched cymbals with that one year, and then you said, man, let me get on the baritone in the following year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah, baritone is exciting. I know. I mean, I play trumpet, so you know how
Yes,
trumpet is, but baritone, right when I was leaving Jackson State, man, baritone started taking over in a lot of bands, and like French horn now, so that's like crankage now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, man, wherever you gonna be going, you gonna be cranking something, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's gonna be cool. Okay, so you got 10th grade now. You're on the baritone. Can you tell me your most memorable experience marching in the band?
My most memorable experience marching in the band is marching drum major. Really, is my most memorable experience of marching in the band. Marching drum major is nothing else like marching drum major. Yeah, marching on horn, marching on cymbals is cool, but marching drum major all the way up to the front, leading everybody, that's the most top memorable experience in any march, any event that we did, because marching drum major means a lot.
Right.
It's a really, really great feeling to march drum major. So marching drum major is really my most memorable experience of marching in the band.
Okay, so when did you become drum major?
I came became drum major 10th grade year.
Dang.
I was marching drum major and playing baritone.
Wow. So, wow, and that's quick, man. Cause you still a rookie too. Like, I mean, you had just started marching the band ninth grade year, and then right after that, how did you become drum? Because for all the listeners that don't understand like band and stuff, being drum major is, that's a privilege where your
Yes, sir.
peers actually and your peers and the directors and your teachers feel that you're a leader. How did that happen where you became drum major?
Well, Jones is like he needed a drum major, and it was a couple of us because he started off with only like a couple of us. We had to rebuild our band at Woodland Leadership Academy, like back from scratch. So it was a couple of us tried out, tried out, and through the months, through the days, you really got to notice who was working the hardest. And to be drum major, you have to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. Period. The drum majors, they work harder than percussionists. Work way harder than the band itself. Drum majors put in the most work. We put in the highest work. So being drum major, I was working hard, practicing on what I had to practice. And when it came out to trials and audition for drum major, I was the chosen one to be picked. And like I say, it was great ones, but to be drum major ain't all about your skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's you gotta have leadership position and your grades wise, academic and all that. So I was the fit one for be drum major.
Need to write music and drill? Get it on the field. Outfit your band. Keep your administrator happy and still have a life. Encountering drama in the process, ain't nobody got time for that. Let Block Band Music assist you with musical arrangements and drills to fit your band, and also the equipment, gear, and accessories to keep the visuals, music, and marching on point. Contact blockbandmusic@gmail.com and see how this worldwide minority-owned business can uplift your band.
Hello, this is Emmanuel Powell, one of the 2015 Marching Podcast Scholarship recipients and 2016 Jackson State University Saxophone Section Leader. And you are now listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
It's always good to hear when you see a young person, stepping up and being strong and being out there up front for other people to follow. And like you said, you was working pretty hard, but I do want to reiterate, it's pretty impressive that you just started in the band in 9th grade, and then now you become, drum major such a short time before that. Were you playing like any sports or doing anything like that before 9th grade? Trying to figure out, was there something else where you were developed those skills before you got to the band?
Yeah, all my life I played football and basketball. All my life, my whole entire life, I played ANU football, ANU basketball. I grew up playing sports all my life.
Okay.
Band just got to me, music. Somehow it just grabbed me, just like football or basketball. It just came my way. And anything that come my way, I'm gonna make it my hobby. I'm gonna do it every day, and I'm gonna get better. Anything I do, I'm gonna put myself at the top position in anything I do. When I was playing football at a young age, I was top. I'm fast. I got good handling skills. I got good catching skills. When I was playing basketball, I can dribble well. I can shoot well. I was the top scorer. Anything I put my mind to do, anything I put myself to do, I'm gonna do it. And that's just how I was raised up, how I was taught. Anything you put your mind to do it, and you're going to be good at doing it.
So what position did you play when you were there playing football?
I played wide receiver when I was playing football, and I played second string running back.
Okay, all right. And then in basketball, what were you playing? What position were you playing?
I played point guards on basketball.
So, yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. I was getting around. So, definitely those leadership skills. Point guard, that's the business in basketball, man. You're responsible for a lot of stuff. So, that makes sense that you were able to do well in sports, and then it was able to cross over in the band. You were drum major 10th grade, and then you were drum major then, so your 11th and 12th grade year. So, now you talking about going to college now. What colleges were exciting to you throughout high school? Because I know you down there in Louisiana. Were there any exciting bands that you know about that, grab your attention?
The most exciting bands to me to grab my attention, college-wise, would be, I really like Jackson State a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like their style, and I like their drum majors. That's the kind of style I march, Jackson State.
Okay.
what kind of dance and whatever. I really like their band, but when it comes to band wise, who I think the best, I go by the instrument, like baritone. I play baritone, so Jackson State, Southern, and Baton Rouge, Talladega, Alcorn. Those would be my choices of like the top bands that I think, because like they brass and the way they order, the way they band, the way they style, I liked about them bands.
All right, all right. So you got those exciting, you got those favorite bands out there. And now it comes time for you to sit down and like, hey, I'm about to go to college and all that stuff. What schools were you deciding to go ahead and pick from?
I was going to pick from Southern University in Baton Rouge, Jackson State, and Grambling University. Them and Talladega. Them was gonna be my choices.
Okay.
Pick from right there.
All right, so we got the four, y'all. We got Talladega, we got Grambling, we got Jackson State, and we got Southern. So those are all really good choices. The really, really cool thing about it is that they're all really good schools, too. I think
Yes,
that's
sir.
another thing that's slept on. I mean, we talking about bands, and I mean it is like one of the main ambassadors for black colleges is the band, but they're really, really good schools too. So what were you thinking about aspiring to do? Like what were you wanting to major in when you get into college?
Out of like all the things I do out my life, like other activities, like I have my own lawn service. I go out, I have my yards that I cut. And they
Nice.
need to be cut.
Okay.
And like I'm like an entrepreneur type. So I was going to major in business and administration
Okay.
when I go to college. See, me personally, like me being in the band, you don't have to major in music just because you're in the band.
Mhm.
So I was just going to be like a little different and major my own of business administration.
Double Time Entertainment. Our passion is music and promoting HBCU marching bands as well as high school marching bands through high quality movie videos and photos. We have worked with BET, Yamaha, Ludwig, Honda Motor Company, and been featured on CNN and Lifetime Network's series Bama State Style. We also help and orchestrate Battle of the Bands with marketing and promotions, and also became the official media team for the Queen City Battle of the Bands in Charlotte, North Carolina. Join Double Time Entertainment on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and now new on Periscope. Music lovers are noteworthy.
Hi, everyone. This is Joe Beer, the Phantom Podcaster and owner and founder of the Marching Podcast. I want to tell you guys about this website, theedge1pro.com. That's DAEDGE1pro.com. This is the website of my man Garrett Ederson, the media director for Southern University's Human Jukebox. If you want to see great bands and a good idea of the HBCU experience, log into theedge1pro.com. Garrett has photos and videos of events on campus, along with parades of bands of all levels. So check out the Edge One Productions and theedge1pro.com.
Hello, this is Diamond Frazier. I'm a member of the Tennessee State University Marching Band. I'm a part of the clarinet section. And I also was a 2016 scholarship recipient from the Marching Podcast. And you are listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
All right, we are ready to tell the world where you are about to go to school. Just so the listeners know again, let's go tell them the choices. We got Talladega is one. We got Jackson State, Grambling, and Southern. Michael is baritone player, so he going to be cranking. So all of those are good schools to be cranking in. Sorry for all the folks that don't like cranking or whatever, but this is the crankage. Let's not kid ourselves, all right? So you got some really good choices there, brother. I will let you announce to the world here where you are going to go to school. Let me get a drum roll, please.
Be going to the world fame Grambling State University. The world fame. All right.
That is awesome. You surprised me on that one, brother. I told Jacoby, and I was like, yo, man, don't tell me where he going. I kind of want to be a surprise. I just assumed it was Jackson State. I mean, and then kind of how you said it at the beginning, he was like, yeah, I like this school or whatever. So, no, that's actually really, really exciting. You'll be going to a good school, good band, and you'll definitely have some good rivalries there at the Bayou Classic. So that's going to be exciting. My main thing I tell everyone every year, make sure you go to class and make sure that you establish yourself academically first and make sure that you establish yourself well with a good GPA. Start with a good GPA because the more you get acclimated to school, the more you're going to get into things and the more it's going to pay off that you have a good GPA. You know, like if you want to pledge or if you want to be a part of a lot of stuff, they at least take a 2.5. Well, you're going to find out that it's going to be really cool and it's going to make you look really tight, especially with the females and stuff. Just saying. But if you have like a 3.0 or higher, you know what I'm saying? Like if you walking around with a 3 point something, even like a 2.8 is not bad. But if you walk around with like 3.0 or higher, man, you doing well and you won't have any restraint. I was all about the band when I went to school. So I started out and I never went to class, man. That first semester, I was kicking it. I was in the band. I would wake up and kick it with my boys and then go to band practice. That was my life, yo. That was great. I had a 1.23 GPA after that fall semester. And I pretty much spent the rest of my college years like petitioning classes and stuff. And, you know, I couldn't pledge and a whole other story about a lot of that. But that's what I try to tell folks. I ended up finished with a 3.0 because I was able to bring my GPA back up. But there were just a lot of things I couldn't do and a lot of things I had to pass on just because I didn't have myself academically together. So just remember, you there to march and it's going to be fun, but just remember to dwell in school too. Definitely mad important. So that's really, really exciting, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell us? Anything else that you wanted to tell? You wanted to give a little shout outs to anybody or do you want to thank anyone?
I just want to give a big shout out to my family and my band director and my peers, everyone that believed in me and everyone that saw, everyone that helped, anybody that helped and loved and carried me on the way. I just want to shout out to them.
That's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up, man. Well, congratulations, man. And we always do a Grambling game every year. I mean, definitely when we do the 90 Degree Show, we always do the Bayou Classic, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So that's really exciting. I'm really, really proud of you, man. Last final thing before we sign off, we'll be sending you $100 after you finish band camp. So let us know, got your information. Let us know when you get up there, you get settled in and everything. Finish band camp, let me know, and then we'll send you the money. Get you going if you need you a burger or if you know whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to do that, man.
I got you.
Congratulations, man, and good luck in the future, and keep us posted on how you doing.
Yes, sir, I will. Thank you.
The Marching Podcast Network is a network of podcasts with a purpose to inspire, educate, and show positive images in our community. Our network produces podcasts about college marching bands, business, health, finances, college preparation, spirituality, instrumentation development, along with one-on-one interviews with strong role models in our community. Looking for a podcast network that educates and inspires to make our world a better place? Then listen to us. Check out our website at themarchingpodcast.com. Tweet us at Marching Podcast, or follow our blog at blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. The Marching Podcast, changing the world through positive interaction.
Hello, this is Andy Moreira, and I am one of the 2016 Marching Podcast Scholarship recipients. I would like to give a shout-out to my Euphonian section back in Arkansas and Pineborough. A shout-out to Duran, a shout-out to Bianca, a shout-out to Omar, a shout-out to Gio. And you are now listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
All right, we're back, everyone. At this time, we will hear from two of our beloved Gremlinites who have some warm words for Michael as he starts his new milestone in his life. We will first hear from DeAnthony Smotherman. DeAnthony Smotherman is my high school friend and teammate, state championship teammate in track and field, 95 and 96. Just putting it out there, and frat brother, root to the bros. And we will hear also from Kelly Charles, someone I met here when she messaged me about talking bad about Grambling at one of the Bayou Classics a couple years ago. She put me in check, but she has become a great friend to the network, and she's a part of our sister organization as well, the Reds, the Sorors, or to be PC, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. So thanks again for listening, and Michael, this one is for you.
Hey, what's going on, Michael Washington? You don't know me, but I heard a lot about you. My name is DeAnthony Smotherman, and I'm actually a graduate alumni of the school that you're going to, actually, Grambling State University. And I heard that you were going to play in one of the greatest bands in the land. I just want to give you a little words of encouragement as far as entering as a freshman at one of the great predominantly HBCU schools down south. First off, make sure you come with a level head and open mind. Don't be afraid to try new things. College can be scary, but that's what we're there to learn mistakes, learn from mistakes, and mature. I must say that you do, and I encourage that you go out and try, have fun, experiencing different and new things, because all it do is make us a better person and people in life. I want to wish you the best. I know you're going to enjoy yourself. Again, like I said, do as much as you can. Have a balanced life while you're there, work-wise and social life-wise. I know the campus has changed a lot since I've been there, so there's a lot more things to do. You make college as you want it to be. If it's going to be fun, you can make it fun. If it's going to be boring, going to be boring. But then again, like I said, just have a balance in life while you're there. So I hope you enjoy yourself, and hope to actually get to meet you one of these days when I come down for homecoming. Talk to you later.
Congratulations, Michael, on your decision to attend Grambling State University. You are following a rich tradition of thousands of young men and young women who have marched in the world-famed Tiger Marching Band, a marching band that has performed for numerous U.S. presidents and dignitarians from around the world. Oh, in addition to that, the band that runs the SWAC. On behalf of the mighty Graham fam from around the nation, we offer you our prayers and well wishes. I look forward to seeing you proudly march through Robinson Stadium as we kick off our 2017 football season. Congratulations again to you and your family, and welcome to Graham Fam.
All right, everyone. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a patron to the Marching Podcast, please contact the show and we'll give you the criteria so we can start to pub your business using our platform. We'll play your commercial, we'll post your website on our blog, and we'll help send out your information through social media. So contact us and we can help build your business.
Hello, this is Manuel Powell, one of the 2015 Marching Podcast Scholarship recipients and 2016 Jackson State University Saxophone Section Leader. And you are now listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
Hello, this is Diamond Frazier. I'm a member of the Tennessee State University Marching Band. I'm a part of the clarinet section. And I also was a 2016 scholarship recipient from the Marching Podcast. And you are listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
Hello, this is Andy Moreira, and I am one of the 2016 Marching Podcast Scholarship recipients. I would like to give a shout out to my euphonium section back in Arkansas and Pine Bluff. A shout out to Duran, a shout out to Bianca, a shout out to Omar, a shout out to Gio. And you are now listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
All right, everyone, that's our show. Now, this is only part one of the National Signing Day podcast. We also have a female recipient. So just like last year, this was a live broadcast and we had both students on there. Now each student, because we have the TMP studios now, we have each student as highlighted in their own podcast. So in a couple weeks, actually next week, we will release our second scholarship recipient and our second part of National Signing Day podcast for marching bands. And we are excited and thrilled and tickled that you listen to the show. We hope you listen to the next National Signing Day podcast. Follow, become a fan, help support all of these young people going to school and marching the bands to make our world a better place. We've come to the end of our podcast. Check out the website and donate what's in your heart to themarchingpodcast.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Thanks to you for listening. And remember, the lectures you deliver may be very fine and true, but I'd rather get my lesson by observing what you do. See you next time.